Unfortunately, I've had run-ins with many of the big companies that I cover, and sometimes they don't like what I have to say. Sometimes I wrote a research report that raised a sensitive issue, or sometimes I just asked a quote, sensitive question on a prior conference call, and they say, well, we're not going to let this person ask questions.
And, I mean, who made that decision? Did you know of any IROs who resigned in protest against this violation of all the principles?
Who do you blame? Do you blame the foot soldier or the general who's making the decisions? And I just can't always tell, but there's never been an instance where someone says, oh, this is wrong, I'm going to step down, I'm going to stand up to my principles. I mean, I guess it's simply people do what they're intended to do, and IR people, they have families, they're trying to make a buck, and they're bosses, or they decide that they're going to protect their management, they're going to shield their management from the tough questions of Mike Mayo, and unfortunately I've seen that too often.
And I mean, did none of them sort of come to you sort of round the back door and say, I'm really sorry about this, I'm only obeying orders, and this is they're treating you really shabbily?
The savvy ones do that. The savvy IR people say, oh, we're really sorry we weren't able to take your question. We tried. We ran out of time. We really would have liked to have done that. The savvy people say, oh, we're going to try to get you in as quickly as possible. Oh, you're on the list. We really want to hear what you have to ask of our management teams. And it's savvy to a point. I mean, after several years of hearing that, you catch on.
Very lame excuses.
But they kill you with kindness, at least. Yeah. The ones who just try to overtly, are dishonest or aggressive, tends to kind of raise your feathers.
Yeah. One of the interesting, which I think illustrates your sort of bushy-tailed, optimistic worldview about everything except the financial prospects of banks, was when you sort of doorstepped Vikram Pandit in a Boston hotel, wasn't it?
It wasn't a Boston hotel, but I write about that in my book.
Yeah, and you got a sort of eye-to-eye, shaken hands, yes, you will have a meeting with senior management.
Exactly.
And nothing happened.
I had enough, and my shoes were clicking across the floor, and I intersected the CEO of Citigroup before he went upstairs in an office building. I said, I really want to have a meeting with somebody at the company because my peers have all had meetings, sometimes multiple times, and I'm still waiting for mine, and I just don't think that's fair. And he said, yeah, you'll get your meeting.
Yeah, but then you thought that you would.
I thought I would, and then I was waiting by the phone wasn't ringing, and so then I asked the question on an earnings conference call with hundreds of people listening in, and silence on that part of the question. And then when that still didn't happen, I went public with it, and after the publicity, I guess that's what led to eventually me getting a meeting with people at Citigroup.